everyone. If you'd like to just make yourself a nice comfortable seated position. Right, so my plan is, because I've been avoiding anything balance-wise, because it's my nemesis, so but next week we might start trying to do some balance work. I was going to start it today, but didn't quite have time to prepare. So with that in mind, we might do a few little cheeky balances today. Okay, so if you'd like to relax your upper body down, sinking down, and whatever you've got on the floor, just become really conscious of it, whether that's your bottom or your knees, or I'm actually kneeling today. I'm trying to do a bit of work on my knees now. I think it's time since the operation, I think it's time they started to do a little bit more bending. So, right, so since you got nice and tall, fingertips on the floor maybe, you can reach, and just growing as you inhale. See the tailbone drop down, the shoulders drop down the back. Big breath in, filling the chest and just stretching those chest muscles from the inside. Big breath in and release. Just want to keep that height that you've created. And releasing the hands back onto the lap. Okay, so just starting to circle your head a little bit in one direction. Don't take it back very far. Just gentle. And change direction. And change direction again. And change direction again. And back to centre. Okay, bringing your shoulders up towards your ears and back and down. Circles. So you're coming forward and up and back and down. And stretching your arms up, interlocking your fingers, turning the palms up to the ceiling and have a good stretch up. And release, changing the interlocking of your fingers, stretching again. And release. And then bringing your left arm up and over, little side bend. And the other way. Looking up underneath your armpit so you don't collapse in your chest. Keep changing, little flow. Inhale to centre and exhale. Inhale to centre and exhale. Inhale to centre and exhale and release. Okay, and then leaning forward, bending down over your legs, stretching your fingertips forward. Doesn't matter whether you're cross-legged or kneeled. And coming back up. Getting rid of your props. Let's come into a tabletop. Okay, so the backs of your feet flat on the floor, your knees underneath your hips, your wrists underneath your shoulders, spreading your fingertips and your thumbs really wide, neutral spine. And then as you inhale, letting your belly drop, your chest come up and looking up into cow. And then releasing your head down, arching your spine, and coming into cat as you exhale. Inhale into cow. And exhale to cat. Inhale into cow. And exhale to cat. Inhale into cow. And exhale to cat. And then just walking your hands forward, keeping your hips above your knees, letting your elbows drop down and come into a puppy pose. Maybe your chin's on the floor. Just letting your chest sink. And then carefully coming back up into a tabletop. Tuck your toes and pushing up into a downward facing dog. Onto your toes, bending your knees. So you've got bent knees, you're on your toes, you're pushing up from your hands, your arms are straight through your shoulders, your head's dropping, maybe your belly's dropping onto your thighs. You're pushing all the way up your spine, nice straight line. And then just start to gently walk out your knees. Alternate, bending, straightening into your toes. Maybe your heels are dropping a little bit more to the ground. And then on your next exhale, walking forward to the front of the mat into forward fold. Okay, inhaling, pushing up through your feet. And stretching up, looking up at your hands and release down to mountain. So just checking the alignment of your feet, outside edges of your feet, parallel the outside edges of your mat. Make sure your toes are all nicely spread out. You might want to use your fingers just to ease them out a bit. Okay. And just feeling that foot on the floor, both feet on the floor rather. Okay, so inhaling your arms up, looking up, and then exhaling, fold down into a forward fold, halfway rise and fold, and rolling all the way back up, fingertips to the ceiling, and release back to mountain. Inhaling arms up, and exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway rise, and exhale, fold. Inhale, coming all the way up, and exhale to mountain pose. Take a breath here to check your alignment and reset. Inhaling, arms up, and exhale, folding forward. Inhale, halfway rise, and exhale, fold. Inhaling, nice soft knees, coming all the way up, looking up at your fingertips, little back bends, and releasing your arms back down your side to mountain pose. Inhaling, arms up, and exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway rise, and exhale, fold. Inhale, coming all the way up, looking up at the ceiling, little back bend, and releasing your arms back down by your sides for mountain pose. Take a breath, check your alignment, reset. Inhaling your arms up, and exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway rise, and exhale, planting your hands, step back into a plank pose. I want you to stay here for a couple of breaths. Feeling really strong, pushing up through those arms. on your tippy toes. And then as you exhale, go through knees, chest, chin. Little cobra. And we meet in downward facing dog for a few breaths. Now then, stepping the feet forward to the front of the mat into a forward fold. Inhaling, halfway rise, and exhale, fold. Inhale, soft knees, coming all the way up, and exhale to mountain. Inhaling, arms up, and exhale, folding at the hips to the floor. Inhaling, halfway rise, and exhale, plant your hands, step back into plank, take a breath, and then go through a vinyasa or meeting downward facing dog for a few breaths. Then on your next exhale, stepping forward to the front of the mat into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway rise, and exhale, fold. Inhale, rolling all the way up. Little back bend, and exhale to mountain pose. Inhaling, arms up, and exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway rise. Exhale, plant your hands, step back into plank and go through vinyasa. And we'll meet downward facing dog for a few breaths. And then coming up onto your toes, coming forward so that your shoulders are over your wrists. Okay, so you're really domed here. And then I want you to come back down into a plank. Okay. So basically what I want you to do is flow between a down dog and a plank. Okay, down dog, breathe in, and plank. And down dog. And plank. And down dog. And plank. Hold your plank. And down dog. And plank. And down dog. And plank. And down dog. Coming into plank, we're going to stay in plank for a few breaths. Engage that core, pushing up through the hands, through the shoulders. And down dog. And plank. And down dog. And plank. Knees to the floor. Backs of the feet to the floor. Bending your elbows no more than 90 degrees. And pushing up into a little cobra. And then back to downward facing dog. Take a few breaths here. and stepping forward to the front of the mat into a forward fold. Inhaling, halfway rise, and exhale, fold. Then inhale, rolling all the way up, and exhale to mountain pose. Okay, with your arms in front of you now, we're just going to roll out slowly, rolling out your wrists. You might feel a bit stiff or sore from that plank work. We're just going around, maybe swapping direction. Okay, then turning your palms facing up, I want you to close, open, close, open, close, open, close, open, close, open. Keep going. And turning your hands so your palms are facing down, carry on, opening and closing your hands. Then with your hands at shoulder height, out to the side, carry on. Ooh. Turning your palms upwards. Okay, and to the front again. And rolling out, rolling out. Okay, and back to mountain pose. Inhaling your arms up. And exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway rise. And exhale, plant your hands, step back into plank. Take a breath. And take yourself through a vinyasa. We'll meet in downward facing dog. And inhaling your right leg up. And as you exhale, bring it forward, turning out the back foot and coming up into your warrior one. Exhaling your hands down, stepping back into plank. Through a vinyasa, and we'll meet in down dog. We'll go through the other side. Inhaling the left leg up and exhaling it forward, turning out the back foot and into warrior one on the other side. Exhaling, hands down into plank, through a vinyasa, and we'll meet in downward facing dog for a few breaths. And on your next exhale, stepping to the front of the mat into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway rise, and exhale, fold. And as you inhale, bend your knees, bring your arms forward, and sit in your chair. Looking up between your hands, and just check the alignment of your knees. And exhale to mountain pose. Inhaling, arms forward and sit in your chair. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway rise. Exhale, planting your hands, stepping back into plank. Through a vinyasa, we'll meet in downward facing dog. And in from downward facing dog, inhaling your right leg up. And as you exhale, bring it forward, turning out the back foot 45 degrees and come into warrior one. And then as you exhale, turning your torso to the left into warrior two. Shoulder height arms gazing forward. And then turning over your front hand, bringing that up and over into your reverse warrior. And as you exhale, cartwheeling your hands back down and stepping back into a plank. Take a breath in plank, check your alignment. And we'll meet in downward facing dog. And inhaling the left leg up. Exhaling it forward to the front of the mat, turning out the back foot 45 degrees and coming to warrior one on the other side. And as you turn your torso to the right, bringing your arms down to shoulder height, palms facing down, gazing over your front hand, ripping the mat apart with your feet. Turn your front hand over and reverse your warrior. Looking up and exhaling, cartwheel your hands back down into a plank to a vinyasa. And we'll meet in downward dog for a couple of breaths. And then on your next exhale, bringing your feet to the front of the mat into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway rise, and exhale, fold. Inhaling, soft knees coming up. Bend your knees, sit in your chair, arms forward, and exhale to mountain. Take a breath. Inhale your arms forward and sit in your chair. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway rise. Exhale, plant your hands and step back into plank. Right, okay, from here, I want you to turn onto your, we're going to do a side plank, so turning onto the side of your right foot, bringing your left foot on top, onto one hand, and pushing up. If this is too much, then just take a foot and pop it down. Exhaling to plank. Through the knees, chest and chin. And we'll meet in downward facing dog. Inhaling the right leg up. Exhaling it forward, coming into your warrior one. And then exhaling, folding forward over that front leg, squaring off your back foot, and coming into a fold over that front leg. And turning back out your back foot and back into your warrior one. Turning your upper body into warrior two. Turning your front hand, reverse your warrior. Whoa. And then as you come forward, taking the weight onto your right foot, stretching your arms forward, your left foot back, into warrior three. And then dropping your hands on the floor, stepping back into plank. Knees, chest, chin. And then when you come into down dog, instead of going into down dog, I want you to go into plank and come into the side plank on the other side. Couple of breaths. And hand back down into plank. Let's just go through a vinyasa. Down dog. And as you inhale from down dog, lifting the left leg. Exhaling it to the front, turning out the back foot 45 degrees, coming into your warrior one. And then as you straighten up the back foot, coming forward, straightening the front leg, peeling the front foot off the floor, fold over that front leg. Then coming back up, turning out that back foot again into warrior one. Turn your torso, arms down, warrior two, gaze forward. Turning your palm up, warrior three. Reverse warrior, get it right. And then as you exhale, coming forward, weight onto your left foot. Hands forward, right foot back, and into your warrior three, dropping your hands into plank through a vinyasa, and we'll meet in downward facing dog for a few breaths. And as you exhale, walking your feet to the front of the mat into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway rise, and exhale, fold. Inhale, bending your knees, sit in your chair, and exhale, back to mountain pose. Well done, everybody. Should have warmed it up a bit now. Okay, if you'd like to grab 2 bricks, okay. We're going to do a squat first. So just popping your bricks on one side. We'll leave those in a moment. So bringing your feet just a bit more than hip width apart, and then just squatting down and relax. If you want to, you can push your elbows against your knees and just push your hips a little bit more open. Okay, hands to the ground, just slowly pushing up and straightening those legs. Okay, so heel toe your feet out. Okay, so you've got a wide leg stance, flat back, looking up, and then just dropping down. Relax. Weight is down the outside of your feet. Okay. And coming onto your elbows, bend your knees and come into the frog. Okay. That's the feet straight behind you. Those inner thighs, just relax. Okay, and just kind of bringing your knees back together. Okay, so I want you to take your bricks and put them in front of you. Now, right, so we're going to do, in fact, we're going to stand on these, but I'll show you. So, just placing your hands on the floor in front of the bricks, and then just bringing your feet onto the bricks. Okay. Squatting down. So, we're just squatting on the brick, okay? So, just giving your wrists a little bit more of a warm up. Open, close, to the sides. And then I just want you to let your knees go to the back of your upper arm, palms to the ground, okay? And just rock forwards, bending your elbows. And just taking the weight slowly, slowly. Keeping your feet on the bricks and back. I warn you, you may have bruises on the backs of your arms tomorrow after doing that. That's quite normal. No pain, no gain, as they say. So just keep going into the thing and coming back. If you want to go to the full, take your feet off the bricks, that's great. It's just for a second. Just play. Okay. And then if you just want to stand up and give your hands, your wrists a little bit of a one way and the other. Okay, stretch up your arms. Good. Okay. So you like to just come onto your back. You'll need one brick. I want you to put your feet on the floor, parallel legs, and then putting the block between your knees, well, just above your knees, okay? And squeeze. And then pushing up with your feet to a little bridge, really squeezing your thighs together, really firming the grip on that brick. Keep pushing. And coming back down. Relax the grip. Okay, one more time, pushing up through your feet, squeezing the brick. This time maybe coming up a bit more on your shoulders, pushing up through your feet. Squeezing your glutes, pushing your hips upwards, squeeze that brick. And release down slowly. And one more time, pushing up, squeezing the brick, coming onto your shoulders, and then maybe interlocking your fingers. Squeezing the brick. And release. Get rid of the brick. Knees into your chest and just have a little back massage. Okay, if you'd like to grab your strap. Okay, so standing hip width apart. Okay. So what I'd like you to do is take your weight onto your left foot, bending your right knee, bringing your foot up. And I want you to take your strap, wrap it around your ankle, let your thigh turn outwards, and just hold that strap and push your foot against your thigh, above the knee or your calf below. Don't push on the joint. So you're pushing those together and then just bringing your arms up. And release your leg. Well done. You may not need the strap, it just helps me to focus. So this time, standing on your right foot, bending your left knee, bringing your left knee up, just popping the strap around the ankle. Okay, then letting the thigh turn out to the left, opening up that hip and bringing the foot on the inside of of your thigh and your calf. If this is absolutely impossible for you, what you need to do is bring your toes just to touch the floor. So your ankle is just on the inside of your lower leg. Okay. I can't get this side. I don't know how you guys are getting on. I can't see you. Anyway, if you can get into position, really push that foot into that leg and that leg into that foot. Okay, and then arm up. Well done. We'll be working on things like that over the next few weeks, getting ourselves into a balanced mindset. Okay, we're going to do a headstand. So, cup your hands, webs of your fingers right up, okay? So coming down in front of your wall, whatever support you have. So the side of your hand and your wrist and your forearm are all in contact with the ground. Okay? You're going to drop your head in front of your hands, but not touching the floor. And then coming up onto your toes, just walking your toes towards your face, but keeping your arms really strong so your head is loose. Pushing up through your arms and walking away again, back onto your knees. We'll just do that a few more times. So walking up and walking back. And walking up and walking back. Okay. So this time I want you to just let your head touch the floor in front of your cupped hands. Arms firm. And then this time walking up. And then maybe, if you want to, just bringing your feet up. Carry on pushing really firmly through your arms. And coming down when you're ready. Hold on, guys. Okay, coming onto your back. Oh. So bending your knees, bringing your knees into your chest. And just using your hands to make circles with your knees. Just give yourself a little back massage. Some doggy kisses. Yes, thank you. I don't really want the kid to go away. Okay. Okay, arms out to the sides, palms facing up, and drop your knees towards your right armpit. Maybe pop your hand onto your left knee just to give it a bit more of a stretch down your left hand side. And then bringing your knees back to centre as you inhale and exhaling your knees down towards your left armpit and looking over to the right, twisting in the direction. And back to centre. Dropping your feet to the floor, knees out. And if it's comfortable for your shoulders, bringing your arms above your head and holding your elbows into a reclined goddess pose. And then swapping the crossing of your elbows. And then using your hands, bringing your knees together and stretching your legs out. Okay, so we're going to do our final relaxation now, which you can either do lying on your back, or if you want to do a bit of an opening, you can use a brick or a block or a bolster underneath you, if you're wanting to do that. So, arms facing up. Just take a few gentle breaths. In and out. And then if you want to just start down at your toes, relaxing your toes, bottoms of your feet, and your ankles. Checking your legs, feeling where your legs are touching the earth. Relaxing your glutes, your belly and your hips. And just feel where your back touches the ground. And just let it sink further. Relaxing your shoulders down. The backs of your arms and the backs of your hands sinking into the floor. Your head feeling heavy. Relaxing all the little muscles around your eyes, nose, forehead, your jaw. Just let the tongue just relax in the bottom of your mouth. And now just with your mind's eye, following your breath in and out. When your mind wanders, just come back to the breath. For the last few moments, just let it go. So slowly, slowly wiggling your fingers and your toes. Just bringing yourself back. Start to move your legs and your arms, shoulders, maybe have a little stretch. Bending your knees and bringing them into your chest. Rolling over onto your right hand side, using your right arm as a pillow, and just rest here for a moment, keeping your eyes closed. So plant your hand on the floor in front of your face and pushing up into a comfortable seated position. Sitting up tall, bringing your palms to your fingers and your thumbs together, spreading your fingers and your thumbs out. Bring the base of your thumbs against your sternum, bowing your head. Slowly beginning to open your eyes. Namaste. Well done, everybody. See you on Monday.